On to the 21st and final stage of La Vuelta. We're going to celebrate the winners of this 78th edition with a procession into Madrid and no doubt a final bunch sprint before the 148 finishers enjoy a bit of well-earned rest.
Yeah, quite happy, to be honest. After 20 days, you're happy to be here, finalize the 21st stage. It's a good feeling.
Sepp Kuss will win his first Grand Tour after a remarkable season which saw him ride the Giro, the Tour and the Vuelta. The ultimate reward for the ultimate domestique.
It's usually I'm on the other side of I'm often on the winning teams, but to be the one wearing the leader's jersey is just incredible. So still living a dream.
Caden Groves has missed out on victory in the last 3 bunch sprints and he hasn't entirely wrapped up the points classification. The Aussie's hoping to get it right today, but he knows this isn't your average stage.
Well, a lot of people have a different feeling on the final stage of racing. Some people get through the mountains better, or it can be a number of different factors. But hopefully we have a good sprint today, and hopefully it's myself.
He's not the only man eyeing up victory though, and we could well be in for a surprise.
I suffered a lot for to be here today, so it's a good opportunity to do better than 4 places 2 days ago, so I will try to win.
C'est toujours un peu spectaculaire les arrivées de Grand Tour, il y a toujours un côté magistral comme sur les Champs-Élysées pour le Tour de France, donc c'est d'abord un honneur de pouvoir terminer cette Vuelta, d'arriver sur Madrid. On n'oublie pas quand même qu'aujourd'hui ça reste aussi une opportunité pour un sprint. Donc on va essayer avec Driss encore de se mettre dans les meilleures dispositions possibles pour ça, quoi.
The season is slowly but surely drawing to a close, and for some riders there are question marks about what comes next.
How many more Grand Tours do you want to do after this one?
I don't know. I have to once I go away and just have a bit of a rest and get away from the cycling world for a bit. Then I can come back and think about that and decide.
Stage 21 is a spin of just over 100 kilometres around the Spanish capital. The riders will cross the finish line for the first time with around 50k to go and do 9 laps of a high-speed circuit. The intermediate sprint will be important for the green jersey, and it'll then be time to get set for the final sprint shootout of this race. The leaders of the different classifications gathering just after the start. Job done for Evenepoel, Kuss and Ayuso, but Groves still had some work to do. It was a day of celebration for Jumbo-Visma, who've had a dream season, winning all 3 Grand Tours. The Dutch squad were even wearing a special kit bearing the colours of the jerseys they conquered, pink, yellow and red. It's an unprecedented achievement in men's cycling, and they did it with 3 different riders.
Love you, Dad. Love you, Mom. Hello, Durango.
Kuss becomes the 4th American to win a Grand Tour after Greg LeMond, Andrew Hampston and Chris Horner, the only previous man from the US to triumph at La Vuelta. After sweeping past the Plaza de Colón in the heart of Madrid, it was time for the riders to get their game faces on. There were 20 points up for grabs on the second passage of the line, and Groves didn't need asking twice.
Coming through, it was Alpecin de Koning who took full control. Caden Groves comes through the final Skoda Intermediate sprint of this year's Vuelta. He takes the maximum points, 20 points to him.
3 men then went on the attack, and not just any 3 men. Stage winner Rui Costa, stage winner Leonard Kemner and his Bora Hansgrohe teammate Nico Denz. And they were quickly followed by you-know-who, Evenepoel, as well as Groves and Filippo Ganna. This definitely wasn't in the script. A 6-man breakaway with an incredible amount of firepower, and suddenly with 6 laps to go, the chase was on. Plenty of teams were keen to drag them back, but they were struggling to get themselves organised, the gap holding at around 20 seconds. Well, 5 of the 6 men at the front had won stages of this Vuelta. They were looking for another one to see it out on a high note. The breathless chase continued into the final lap, with the gap down to just a handful of seconds as they hurtled into the final kilometre. Could they hang on, or would the peloton make the catch?
Is this the end of the breakaway? They almost had it in the bag, and now Remco Evenepoel opens up the sprint. It's all back together with 500 metres remaining, and now it's Remco Evenepoel who's trying to go for a fourth stage victory. Caden Groves is trying to rush the gap, and here comes the green jersey. Leonard Kemner is trying to accelerate, and Caden Groves is having difficulty to try and come round the King of the Mountains winner. Groves is coming through. He's looking for his third victory. He's looking to become the first Australian winner of the green jersey. The breakaway didn't make it, but Groves from the breakaway takes the win.
Yeah! Yeah! Nice! Yes! Right, man. Nice.
Groves winning a very unusual sprint indeed as he and his breakaway companions lit up this final stage. He becomes the first Aussie to win the points classification at the Vuelta, going home with 3 stage victories, and this one will surely live long in the memory.
We come into today really wanting to take the stage and obviously keep the green jersey, but from a breakaway, it was not my intentions. We all looked at each other, and then that meant the peloton could come back together, but I knew that when in the sprint I can find a little extra, and Remco leading out at 500 metres was a big advantage for me.
At 29 years of age, Sepp Kuss becomes a Grand Tour stage winner, and he remarked that today's stage felt harder than Angleroo. It's a 9th career victory for a man whose only previous GC success came at the Tour of Utah in 2018.
Are you a different cyclist, different person, now that you have won La Vuelta?
No, not at all. I'll still be me, and yeah, it's life-changing for sure, but yeah, I think I'll just look back on this experience with a lot of fond memories, and yeah, it's still sinking in, and I think that's going to take quite some time.
Groves taking the win ahead of Ganna like on stage 5, his 7th of the season and the 16th of his career. Alpecin-Deceuninck won 8 stages at the Grand Tours this year, more than any other team. Jumbo-Visma locking out the overall podium with Kuss, Vingegaard and Roglic, followed by the Spanish trio of Ayuso, Landa and Mas. Utter-Brooks was 8th on his Grand Tour debut, with Evenepoel in 12th. The fight for green went down to the final metres of the race, with Groves a worthy winner ahead of Evenepoel. Both riders go home with 3 stage victories. It wasn't exactly plan A, but Evenepoel dominated the mountains classification, finishing also as the race's most aggressive rider. He's no doubt learned some useful lessons ahead of his Tour de France debut in 2024. Ayuso finished as the best young rider by almost 5 minutes from Utter-Brooks. 3rd last year, 4th this year, he was the best of the rest behind the Jumbo-Visma triumvirate. But La Vuelta and the season belong to the Killer Bees. After Primož Roglic in 2019, 20 and 21, they conquered Spain again with Sepp Kuss. Thanks for watching, and join us again next year in Portugal for the official start of La Vuelta 24.
De los Estados Unidos de América.